and welcome to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. I'm your host, Liv Harrison. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in because I am at a crossroads right now. I've had a problem since I was a little kid where I don't get mad at God. I really don't. I've had a lot of stuff happen to me. I've got a lot of sad stories. Here's the only thing that I've got beef with God about is I don't understand why I do not possess any sort at all, any like smidgen of musical talent. And by musical talent, I mean singing. I think I would have been a sensational Broadway star. In fact, I know deep down inside of my heart, that is what I identify as a Broadway star. That is what all I want to do in life. But I would have settled for being a really famous rock star. I would have made it work. I go to bed at 4 a.m. I would love my face on the side of a bus. People, wearing a t-shirt with me on it, screaming my name. I could have handled that. Like I would have been selfless enough to be able to handle this lifestyle, having a contract where I say, put M&Ms in different color order. I could have done that. I could have absolutely been that girl. The only problem is I don't have the musical talent. Okay. I cannot sing. So I love that God is like, so then therefore you don't get to be a really famous rock star. Everything else about the lifestyle, someone doing my hair and makeup, I wouldn't have been mad about that. He's like, no. Because here's the thing, Liv, I give out gifts and talents to promote my kingdom. Okay. To make the kingdom of me better. Not me as in God. Okay. Like that's what he does. We're supposed to further his kingdom. So my beef with God is this. If I was an incredible singer, how in the world would that have upset his kingdom? Like, I feel like I could have maybe told more people about him. Like, I'm just trying, maybe he didn't think this through, but we don't believe that. We believe that he thinks in all the things. So I just need to know. Everybody else is going to go up and, because I'm just assuming we're all going to heaven and they're going to sit down with God and be like, so what were you thinking when you made the platypus? Or why did this horrible volcano have to happen? I'm going to sit down and be like, so you need to explain in tremendous detail how and why I was not a famous rock star. How in the world did that upset your kingdom? And here's how I know that I would have been so sensational at it. When I was getting married, I was 22 years old. I met a guy when I was 15. I married this guy. So his name is Nathan. You're going to hear a lot about Nathan, and you're even going to see him on the show, those of you that are watching, but you're going to hear him if you're listening. So Nathan and I met at 15. We did not start dating until we were 17 because it took him 2 years to find me attractive. I don't know if that's why. We'll have to ask him one day. Anyway, we're 17. We start dating. We didn't get married to 22. 5.5 years we waited until we got married. And when I say we waited, I'm going to listen. It's not that late of a show, but you all are going to have to get what I'm putting down. We waited until we got married to be biblical. Okay. Everybody know what that means? Everybody understand what I'm saying here? Everybody picking up what I'm saying? Okay. All right, great. So we waited. So our wedding night, we were soups excited. Okay. It was, Nathan could not, he was every 5 minutes, he was like, so can we leave? Is it over? And I'm like, Nathan, I'm dancing to Britney. And he's like, okay, could we leave now? What are we doing? We already danced to Britney long enough. Get in the limo. Let's go. It was kind of annoying. And so whatever, I made him wait 5.5 years. Girls, if you're listening, make the boy wait. Okay. So we hop in the limo. We're driving away from our wedding reception and everybody knows that we're waiting till marriage, right? This is our wedding night and everybody's like, yeah, get it. They're just being crazy. And they're surrounding the limo and they start chanting my name. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to give the people what they want. Okay. This is my moment. Moonroof opens. I shoot up through the limo and I just start waving to the public. And it was the greatest moment of my life. On my wedding day was when I was in the limo. That's not the part I tell Nathan was the greatest moment of my life, but I'm telling you because this is a safe space. That moment of people chanting my name, I was like, see, I could have been a rock star, but here's where then God decided to humble me. They start chanting Nathan's name. And I'm like, why do the people not want me anymore? What's happening? I go back down in the limo. Nathan arises. And when I say we are opposite humans, I mean we are opposite humans. He doesn't want to be a rock star. He doesn't care. He put up his arms and he started looking at the crowd. And when I say they lost their minds, I'm not kidding. They went nuts. And I mean, there was like electricity and there was like girls fainted, people threw things. I don't know what was happening. It was the greatest moment of once again, God reminding me how I was never going to be a rock star and I would never get to live that life. So when you guys come back, I can't wait to go round and round with JW, my producer, about how our spouses are better at things than we are, because you're listening and watching to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. Welcome back to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison, and I'm Liv Harrison. You guys, I need you to understand that God constantly puts people in my life just to remind me of that there's other people on the planet besides myself that are very opposite than me, who come at the world at a different angle. And one of those people that God has recently put in my life is my in-studio producer, JW. If you don't know JW, you will. This is him. And today I want to talk to you, JW. Say hello. Sorry, I didn't even let you say anything.
Hey, everybody. That's okay. Perfectly all right with that.
He prefers when I don't let him say anything. He's the genius behind all the amazing visual things that you guys see. But JW, today I did a little bit about how Nathan always outshines me. He really does. Like, I'm not kidding. People meet me and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're so fun and magnetizing. I love you." And then they meet Nathan. Okay. And there's nothing magnetizing about Nathan. I love him. He's the love of my life. You've met him. He's a great guy.
I think Nathan's an awesome dude.
He is. But we have very different personalities.
Sure.
Very different. And everybody walks away going, yeah, we so prefer Nathan. Which, I mean, I prefer Nathan. He's way better at everything than me. I don't know your wife.
She's fantastic.
Is she fantastic?
Absolutely.
Okay, you guys, we're helping marriages right now. We are helping JW. They have a great marriage. She doesn't need our help. Tell us about your wife, her name, and what makes her better than you. That's really what I want to know. I just want to know, like, how is she a better human than you are?
Yeah, in most ways, she's better.
Better looking,
like always, absolutely
intelligent. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, she's smart. She's pretty. She's better with our kids. She's more disciplined than I am. All of the categories, she outshines me. Absolutely. She just outshines.
But where does she really, like, where's the moment that you were like, listen, I am so fantastic at whittling wood. And like, she picks up a knife and just makes like the Last Supper scene out of a log. Like, I want to know.
Yeah. I mean, anything that has to do with cooking or baking or making any food. That's not, I mean, if we're making it outside, I probably have an upper hand.
So you're the typical grilling.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm 100% okay with that. But anything in the kitchen, like I'm mostly encouraged to, like, please stay away. And
we want the children to stay alive.
Yeah.
That is our goal as parents.
Yeah. So she's much better in that way. Also, there's just so many times where like, I don't know, I can be really lazy at times. Like, if it comes to like certain tasks, when I get like fixated on a project or something, like I'll be all in, but across the board, she's like much more dedicated and able to like give her attention to things more frequently and better. I'm just like, yeah, I'll sit on the couch for a little bit.
And she doesn't.
No. Oh my gosh. She can't sit down for like more than 10 minutes at a time. Yeah.
And she's pregnant right now. Like, during our conversation, which I don't know when this will air, she might not be pregnant anymore. At some point in her life, she won't be. Right. But at this moment, in real time.
Well, at time of recording, yes, we're expecting our fourth.
See, I don't know how time works. She's pregnant and she's still like up and going. If you were pregnant, JW, would you just constantly be on the couch?
She often asks, like, in jest, I hope, but she's like, "Don't you think you would like to experience what it's like to be pregnant?" Like, no, absolutely not. There's no part of me that ever wants to trade places.
Really?
No.
Why?
I don't need that experience. I'm super happy to be a dad and be a part of the family in that way. I don't need to experience the mom parts of the family.
You don't need a uterus to have the life experience.
No, being dad is challenging at times and very fun.
What is challenging about being a dad? I'd love to know this. This is what I want to know. What is the challenging part when you have to get off the couch? What is?
No, I think it's probably different for everyone. I think for me, like it's always the mental like weight, I guess, that I like make myself carry of being a father and thinking of like raising kids and then providing at the same time. Like all of those things were like wrap in. This is probably a very different direction than you wanted to take this segment.
No, this is what I want. This is real. We're getting to know you, JW. This is this is why you're in my life, because I come at with this energy, okay, which you've now seen, and all the things, and then you come at life with your energy and all the things, and it's just this perfect melding of opposite.
It is quite a bit of opposites.
But I love it. This is what's so funny, because I'm over here like, JW, what are all the things? And he's like, so when I'm a dad, this is exactly what I want. You're nailing it. Okay, so let me ask you this about your beef with God.
Okay.
Do you have one? Is there anything that you were like, listen, Jesus, why was I not born in Nepal so I could live in the mountains and hike all day? Because I've gotten to know you a little bit, and you're an outdoorsy kind of a guy.
Yeah, I like being outside.
Yeah, like you could live in a tent and eat from a can.
Sure. Sometimes.
I don't know.
Not in the Houston summer, but most other places.
Well, that's why I put you in Nepal. Did you hear why I put you?
Yeah. It seems a little extreme, but I'll take it.
What, me extreme? Why? That's new and different.
What my beef with God? I don't know if I.
You don't have anything that you wish He would have given you, like a gift, a talent, an experience?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I wish I could be better at like a lot of things, but I feel like I'm pretty happy. I'm a pretty content person all in general.
You're such a guy. Such a guy. This is so men. Men are like, that's why women are always like, let's talk about our feelings. And men are like, I feel like we're fine. Like,
I mean, I think like always, I don't know if I have like any beefs, they're always like external probably. Right. Which are like, I wish events turned out differently or something like that. But
you're okay with your talents. Oh, that's because you're really talented. Why am I even asking you this? You're a talented person. You don't understand those of us who don't have talent. You don't understand what it's like to watch people like you crush it all the time. And I mean, like your work is amazing.
I think that's different though, because yeah, sure. I can sit and do work and projects or whatever, the talent that I have is, but like, I'm terrible at small talk. Can't do that.
Listen, I'm so much fun on a plane. I'm the person on a plane that people are like, oh no, I wanted this to be a 4-hour flight of me napping. Like that would be your nightmare, JW. If we met on a plane, could you imagine if I was your seatmate? And
I can. And I can relay, since we have never had that experience, I'll just relay my side of riding on planes next to people who talk.
Chit chatters.
Yeah. So normally I'm pretty well planned that by the time I get on the airplane, I already know like what podcast I'm going to listen to. I've got like noise canceling headphones out already. And
you're a challenge. I love it. I'd love to sit next to you.
It would be a battle of the wills for sure.
We've got to do this. We've got to plan a trip where I am your seatmate and you don't know. Like we'll have Anna set this up. Okay. And we're going to have a hidden camera. And we're going to watch and see if I can crack you and get you to talk the entire time.
All right. We can try it.
The entire time. So what would your wife do? Would she be talking to you the entire time? Is she hard for you to be on a plane with? Is she going to let you listen to your podcast?
No, I mean, anytime that we've been on planes together recently in the past couple of years, there's always been kids.
There's children.
If kids are involved, then
yeah, that's not fair.
Yeah,
there's goldfish.
I'm normally not with noise canceling headphones listening to podcasts, or else I'm going to be in trouble afterwards. Yeah.
So you're not that dad.
No, absolutely not.
You're not that husband that's like, yeah, you take care of it, honey. But
no, I think I mean, that particular experience is super fun because I both my parents are pilots, so I love being on airplanes.
Your parents are pilots?
Yeah, or they were, but yeah.
What?
So being on an airplane, like watching my kids on an airplane is super fun because I have all these memories, like being a kid.
Wait a second. Hold on. I love how you just drop that so nicely and walk away. We don't have a lot of time for this. Oh, JW, what kind of pilots?
Both my parents were pilots in the Air Force, and then my dad got out and flew for US Air for a while.
Stop.
Yeah.
So do you have a bunch of those cute little pins at home? Like the little, what am I doing? The wings?
When you come on a commercial, I don't think I have any of those.
What?
No.
Okay. Next question. Do you always have to drink tomato juice and or ginger ale while on a flight. Have you heard that that's what people
when
do?
I was a kid, that was always super fun. Like when you go on an airplane drinking ginger ale. I never really got it that it was for people's stomachs.
Is that why?
Yeah, that's
we all crave it?
I'm pretty sure. Like ginger, I think is supposed to be good for stomachs, but I never got that. I was just a kid and I was like, yeah,
this was
drinking ginger ale on an airplane.
This was a fantastic conversation. Look at how much we've grown. We've gotten to know each other. I think you're going to start looking forward to these little chit chats. I think this is slowly but surely going to win you over and going to be your favorite part of the show. And I love that we're getting to know you so well. This is the part that he absolutely hates the most, which is why you want to tune in and listen. I want you all to come back because you're listening and watching It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. Hello, and welcome back to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. I am your host, Liv Harrison. And today I have a virtual guest, which is perfect because I met this incredible man virtually, and then I scared him by meeting him in real life. I recently was on a vacation with my family, and we were nowhere near where he lives and decided to go and drive there and be so creepy and meet in a parking lot so that we could meet in real life. And the best part about this story is it smelled like garbage the entire time. But when I met this incredible person on the internet, I've got to tell you, I didn't know who he was. And he just started popping up everywhere. You probably do know he's crazy talented. He can do all the things. He's a speaker. I'm convinced he has like a band that like he's in 14 bands. Like I was trying to figure out how many bands this guy is in. He has more energy than anybody I know. I cannot wait for you to meet one of the biggest names in radio, one of the biggest names in Catholicism, one of the biggest names in podcasting. I don't even know how we booked him for this show. It is such a big deal. I want everybody to welcome the one and only Kyle Heimann. And if there was an audience, Kyle, they'd be cheering. Oh, it's JW. And oh, hey! Kyle.
Like I had to enter in somehow, like walk in from.
How's that intro? How do you feel?
Does the music play whenever I come out?
Yes.
You know, everything?
Yes. We have a
Point to
live
the band.
Yeah, we do. We got a live band back here. Hi,
I
Kyle.
feel like you built that up. You built it up, and everybody was getting so excited. And then you said Kyle Heimann, like, who's that?
No, here's what I wanted. I want everybody to be sitting there going, how come I don't know who Kyle Heimann is?
That's right.
Where have I been?
Or where has Kyle been?
So Kyle, thank you for being on the show, especially since we just met in the most creepy way in a parking lot in the middle of, what state were we in? Indiana? Is that where we were?
Yeah.
We were in Indiana. I wasn't even in Indiana. I drove to Indiana, Kyle, just to meet you in a stinky parking lot.
That was a stinky parking lot. Yeah, I felt bad because I was the one that suggested that rendezvous point. I had no idea how smelly it was going to be.
It was fantastic. It was me and my family. So you got to meet my kids, you got to meet my husband. Like it was like ridiculous. And I don't know, we had like 30 minutes and we were just like, you know, awkwardly standing there trying to make small talk. Like, hey, I met you on Instagram. Yeah. So glad you're in Indiana, you know, but I'm not. So yeah, thank you for doing that, Kyle.
No, it was good. We got to catch up a little bit.
We did. So I want you to explain to the fine folks listening and watching, who are you, Kyle? And what is it that you do? Because let me say something. If you go to your Instagram page, you have been in like 14 different groups, man. Like you do, what do you not do might be a shorter list than what it is that you do. You said
since you're talking about doo-doo, you've got my resume apparently. Yeah, I'm a little bit ADD that way. Like start something up and it's going well, and then I want to do something else instead of like keep doing it better. So
I love it.
Probably the longest running thing has been playing music with a guy named Dan Harms, and we call the group Popple. And it's you can call it a band, but it's really just the two of us. Occasionally we'll have other people play with us. But we've been doing that for over 15 years, playing music and speaking at youth events. and that's kind of tapered off as we've had more and more children, the two of us, and with different wives,
not with each other.
We don't collectively have any children, But
listen, I'm glad you clarified that.
Right.
It's a late night show, Kyle, but we are on a Catholic network, so
it's not that late.
It's not that late.
Yeah. So as our families have grown, traveling's become more difficult. But also about 5 years ago, started working for a Catholic radio station, doing a morning show, and then that kind of evolved into launching a bunch of different podcasts, and then that becoming a podcast network, and now kind of working more behind the scenes on the content creation, curation, improving quality. And so it's just been jumping from one thing to the next. I started up a group called Spork, which was like humor, dance, pop, rock, rap.
It's got like
music.
a European flair, the whole spork. And you're saying that with a K, SPORK, spork, right? Like the thing that you would get in the cafeteria, and you're like, what is this?
It's the best utensil ever.
It's the best utensil ever.
It's so versatile.
Is that how the group got its name? But it feels like a Will Ferrell movie, or like, you know what I mean? Like a European, like what is that called? Eurovision. That's what I'm thinking of. Like, and now we have spork, and you guys have accents and like lederhosen. I don't know. I want it to be Swedish. I don't know.
That's funny they describe it that way, because it's kind of a variety show. Like we have a whole bit that's like bad magic tricks.
No.
And it's kind of like a comedy thing and stuff. So it really is, you're watching, like, it doesn't make sense, just like a European TV show doesn't make sense. Like you're watching the British Office and you're like, this isn't the same.
It's not the same.
That's kind of what spork's like. Like, no, this isn't really that good.
Was I supposed to have a pamphlet explaining to me what was going? Was I supposed to take something, CBD oil?
I think something got lost in translation here.
So wait, is spork gone? That's what I want to know. Or can we bring it on the show? Like, I want you here in my studio with spork.
We should.
Could we do that?
We totally should.
That would be
the other
blast.
guy in spork is Justin McGaldy, and he just recently won the international championship of air guitar.
Wait a second.
He's literally the best air guitarist in the world.
No, I need you to stop.
We used to introduce him as the 7th best air guitarist in the country, because that's what he was. But now he won the championship, and it's just like, and we haven't had a gig since then. So maybe, I don't know if it's gone to his head.
He forgot your name.
Right.
Kyle keeps texting and calling, and he's like, God, I hate that guy.
Remember me?
I'm a big deal now, man.
Remember me, the 487 millionth best air guitarist in Indiana?
Okay, we need to roll this back a little, Kyle, because I've got
I don't know where this is going.
So many questions. This is going perfectly. Okay. I have so many questions. First of all, the first question is, how does one know that they're 7th in the country of air guitar?
They have national competitions in Las Vegas. He won regionals in New York, and he went to nationals and got 7th place.
Okay, this is so fascinating.
Yeah.
JW, we are going to need the link for this. Okay, I want it in the show notes. I want maybe an entire Instagram story on this where people can enter. I didn't know I had a chance at being a champion at something, because I'm a pretty good air guitarist, but I don't think I'm like 7th in the nation. But so how? Well,
you never know till you try.
I don't know, and I don't really love Vegas, but that's a different time. We could talk about that, Kyle.
I'm with you on that.
So how did he get to the World Championships if he's 7th? Because that sounds like a loser kind of a place. But no, maybe I'm wrong.
That was like 4 years ago that he was 7th, and then last year
he won
the whole thing. Yeah, yeah. He had
he's in
the
training.
air guitarist, Mr. Miyagi.
So he is #1 in the world. What does one get? Do they get a Tesla? Do they get to travel the world? Do they have a spot in Vegas? What happens when you become world? Why am I talking to you, Kyle? I need this guy on the show. Wait a second. That is now the new goal. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. That was Kyle Heimann, who means nothing.
It was just a way that we could get Justin on the phone.
Exactly. Kyle, you've been great.
Thanks for having me, Liz. I just called you Liz. Liv.
I tell you what, the second I went professional and I told everybody my name was Liv Harrison, everyone couldn't pronounce it. In fact, on my 40th birthday, which is shocking since I'm only 28, I had a cake that was bought by no one laughed at that joke, by the way. Everybody was like, you're not 28. I
was laughing about the cake. I was excited about that.
My husband had a cake made. We went to Vail for my birthday and it said, "Happy birthday, Liz" on the cake. And I was like, oh, really? Who's Liz? Why? We almost didn't make it, but our marriage is strong. Got a really good deal. Yeah. Our marriage is strong now. So it's okay. Even my husband doesn't know my name is the point of that, Kyle. So you're fine. Okay. So back to Justin. No, I'm kidding.
Tell me more about Justin.
Okay, so we are going to make spork, and now we've got to promise this to the viewers and the listeners, because now the show needs to really like be something, and I think this is my way in. Like, this is how I'm going to break in. You're going to be my ticket to making it, because you and Justin are going to come in studio, and everybody's gonna be like, Liv has the #1 air guitars, and and that guy Kyle Heimann, and and I'm going to be famous, and then I'll forget your name. So
there you go.
Thanks for this little meeting that we had. So Kyle, back to you. I do want to ask something, because I keep seeing things whenever I see you, I think of a ukulele. Am I wrong in that?
Oh, I've got lots of ukuleles. Yeah.
What is that about? Are you part of like the island community? Like, I don't know your backstory, Kyle, because for me, I see a guy from Indiana and I think ukulele, but maybe I'm wrong. And maybe you're Samoan. I don't know.
Right.
Where does a white kid from Indiana, which I'm just assuming you're from, but maybe you're from someplace else, pick up the ukulele? I'm ready to hear this story, Kyle.
So Dan and I started up Popple, and we were both playing guitar at the time. And then we would just like one play a little bit different guitar than the other person, but they were both guitars. It seemed like we needed some variety. And so we went out panhandling and like played guitar in the streets to get money for a ukulele.
Like, for real? Like, you did this was your fundraising, or was this a funny bit?
That was the idea. We raised 0 pennies. So I just went out and bought one. I just bought like a $30 ukulele, and then we drilled a hole in it and put a microphone in it. It was horrible, but we played it for one song, and it was fun. And then I played it for 2 songs. Then we got a different ukulele, played it for 3 songs, and then eventually that's all I was doing was playing ukulele. So Dan plays guitar, I play ukulele, travel the country. It's so much easier to fit on airplanes.
That's true.
It's easier to travel with. Yeah, I'm actually feel bad for Dan to have to lug around this huge guitar when I'm just like, get this little ukulele. And everybody thinks I'm real sophisticated. They think it's a violin case. Like, oh, you play the violin. Like, no.
No, you say yes.
Ukulele.
You say, I am part of the Boston Orchestra. Like, you just own it. They don't know you. You're on an airplane. Like, you could be anything you want. You could be the air guitarist of the world. Your name is Justin.
In which case, the case is just empty.
Right. Exactly.
I just carry around an empty case.
You open it and you say, guess what I play?
Yeah.
So, but you sell, I think you sell like clear ukuleles. Am I wrong? Or like,
oh yeah, we did that. Yeah.
Okay.
We got like a dozen of them for like decorating our booth.
Yeah. What booth for what
them.
Though?
Yeah. For like the National Catholic Youth Conference, we'd set up there.
Sell, get the children's money. I see what kind of person you are, Kyle.
Yeah.
You're like, how can I exploit the youth? They have tons of money, those kids.
They're not paying for insurance. They should buy clear ukuleles.
You are a business guru, is what I'm getting out of this. Okay. Everyone's going to hire Kyle as their business manager. The dough is rolling in.
If you need merch, let me know.
So wait, did you have these made, or did you just, where do you get a clear, like, is that an Oriental trading type of product? Can
Basically,
I get 12 of those for $10?
Probably. Yeah.
I love it. Okay. So, but now are you good on the ukulele, or is it just kind of a funny thing? Like, can you actually play it?
Now you got me thinking, like, we should have an Oriental, you and I can start a band, because I need another one.
Yeah.
And we could be like the Oriental Trading Company band, where all we play is instruments from the Oriental Trading Company.
Oh my gosh, I'm so in. JW got really excited, and he said he wants to be in. That's not true at all. We should.
He'll play the slide flute.
Yeah.
JW, are you in?
Yeah, count me in.
Okay. See, I've been trying to make him Questlove, so this is your chance. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
he needs some percussion, a little egg shaker. It can be his quest love. Like whenever you say something, he just egg shaker.
Now you're my music director. This is great. Kyle is like basically writing the show. This is, man, I'm glad we had you on early, and this is it. And thanks to everybody. This is our series finale. And you had all these killer ideas, man. That's like, good thing you're coming in early.
Justin, we got the egg shaker, the Oriental Trading Company band.
I'm basically writing you a check right now, Kyle, because you're getting 10% of whatever I'm making, which is pretty much what's in your air guitar case.
That's right.
Okay, so back to you. Let's talk about radio, because you started that in 2016 is when you went to the air?
Yeah, probably about that. We were doing a morning show 5 days a week.
What is it called? The morning show?
The Kyle Heimann Show.
Hey!
Yeah.
And what is it? Is it like traffic and weather? Like, is it just for the Indiana area? Like, what? Can I listen to it? What does this mean, Kyle?
It was a local show, and all of the stuff is available at kyleheimann.com as a podcast if you'd like to listen to past episodes. Kind of over time, we found different things. Like I would do a thing with a priest where we'd sit down and do 4 episodes. We call Flavor of the Week. We sit down with a priest, and in 4 weeks, we did 4 different, something food related. So it'd be like 4 different donuts or 4 different coffees or dark chocolate or wine or whatever. And they would try these different things, and we would just talk about their vocation. The first one was always their vocation story. Like, how did you end up being a priest? And then the other 3 were just what's unique about this priest? Like, what are his hobbies? What does he enjoy doing? Like, what's his favorite homily he's ever given or whatever? All while we're like sampling different salsas or whatever.
That's fantastic. Wait, and this was on the morning show? This was on the Kyle Heimann show?
Yeah, so it's just a way to get to know a priest, have some fun.
The past ones. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I did a thing with a doctor, and then that turned into its own show called Dr. Doctor, which is available about like Catholic medical ethics and stuff. So a lot of these shows just ended up spinning off into their own thing. We did a Catholic art history show with the local like history or the art museum people, and just
Kyle.
Different things, fun. And then you're just standard like interview authors with a new book that comes out. And
but wait, does the show still exist?
You were on as a guest we did Catholic games.
We did Catholic games. And I was horrible.
I can't remember what the game we played was.
We did geography, Kyle. Of course you remember.
That's right, because you travel around so much.
Yeah, because I travel so much. I've been to all 50 states and I know nothing.
Right.
And so we thought that'd be funny. And I mean, listen, I'm a hot blonde inside, Kyle. So I just wanted to prove my intelligence in that. Everyone's like, she doesn't look blonde. It's a joke, everybody. Okay. I'm a trophy wife, and that means I'm hot and brilliant, obviously. Again, everyone's like, she's a trophy wife. No, guys, these are jokes. So if I had a studio audience, they'd be dying right now. They'd be so laughing. It would be like, guys, calm down. Like, we're doing a show. Okay. Like, that's kind of how funny that was. Anyway, but
just put in the canned laughter.
We do have a laugh track. JW doesn't like to encourage me. He wants me not to. He's like my parents. He wants me not to think I'm funny. So we need to have a camera.
Bring you down a notch.
Yeah, exactly. We need to have a camera on him all the time. I told him my entire goal in life is to get him to laugh, because it's not an easy laugh. He makes me work hard for these laughs. I pay big money.
That's what you need, a sidekick with a generous laugh.
Oh, so we got to get rid of JW.
It's not me. I'm gone.
Well, or just
he's like, thank God.
We're just not making the cut over
cheer
here.
him up.
He's so happy you said that. He's like, I have an out.
Yeah. Or maybe you just need to get him some beverages before the show or something.
I mean, I'm mimosas, right? We can, because we usually film, at different times of the day, but there's always a reason, right? Like the Italians, I think they have reasons all the time. I'm Italian, so we can just make up like, oh, it's good morning mimosa, and it's good afternoon margarita, because we're here in Texas. I think that's a good idea. We're just going to look her up. You really departed
from that Italian thing pretty quickly there.
I didn't listen. I was trying to prove how bad I am at geography. I was so bad on your show. It was really embarrassing. It was a fun show though. So wait, is that what I was on? I was on your morning show. I was on the Kyle Heimann morning show.
Well,
I
by
don't
that
even know,
time, we
Kyle.
had kind of shaken things up, and I was just doing segments for
Okay.
like a podcast
These
block. But yeah.
breakaway things. But I do have to say, one of your most popular, famous podcasts, and I know you don't want to brag about it, is Talk to Me with Liv Harrison. And listen, I get it. I know you want to be humble. But Kyle, why don't you let the audience know what a fantastic show that is and how they can listen to Talk to Me with Liv Harrison, my podcast on your, I don't know if it's still there actually, to be honest, if it's still on your podcast network, but that's kind of what you started doing. You started collecting podcasts from different people.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was lucky that you asked me to be on it.
Yeah, we're kind of doing the opposite, where a lot of radio stations take their things made for radio and put it out as a podcast. We're taking podcasts and fitting it into the radio platform and doing these podcast blocks. So
yeah,
it's been fun.
I need to send some more episodes, but I haven't made any.
Well, that is a prerequisite.
So, okay.
Step 1, make show. Step 2, promote show.
But I'm like you. I thought, why not start a new show instead?
Right,
the podcast
exactly.
was going so well. It really was, actually. It was going actually really well. And I thought, that's silly. Let's start brand new and risk it all.
Do you know about the underpants gnomes from South Park?
No, but I'd like you to tell me about it.
They go and steal people's underpants. And so somebody says, why are you stealing underpants? And they said, for profit. And they said, how does that work? Well, step 1, collect underpants. And step 3 is profit. They said, well, what's step 2? And they don't know. They're like, hey, what's step 2? And the guy repeats, step 1, collect underpants. Step 3, profit. Yeah. But what's step 2? They don't know what step 2 is.
Great.
That's kind of how I feel like my podcasts are.
What you
it's
do.
like,
What you're...
Step 1, create podcast. Step 3, profits.
What's in
Never
between
figured out
that?
how
We
to
have
get
no
there.
idea. We have no clue. Guys, we're all professionals. We're doing really, really well. Kyle lives in a mansion and drives a Lamborghini because he got to step 3.
Yeah, you saw it. It's a minivan, but we
It
call
is
it
a
the
minivan.
Lambo.
You did show up in the stinky parking lot in a minivan, and it was awesome. I just shared some things with you that I do that a lot of people don't know about. I sent you a tape of my stand-up.
Yeah.
And nobody knows that I'm working on comedy right now. I'm working with in New York. And Kyle, you're my only friend that has asked to see it. A lot of people know that I did this stand-up comedy and that you could virtually watch it, but yet you're the only one who kept asking to watch it.
Yeah.
And you just watched it. And I got to know, it's not Catholic, is it? And it's PG-13-ish.
Yeah. I would say that's a safe assessment.
Yeah.
But very funny.
Thank you. So here's what I want to know. What do you do that we don't know? What's a little something about Kyle, a little side hustle that nobody knows is happening, that you haven't published, that isn't out there, that would be interesting for us to know about you?
That's funny because I feel like we mentioned pretty much everything. But
make up something, Kyle.
So I wrote a book. A publisher asked me to pitch a book. Mm-hmm. And so I won't say the publisher's name, but
because you don't want to promote the book. You don't want to do step 2.
No, well, back up here. So I start writing this outline for a book, and they want an outline and a first chapter or 2, I forget. And I started thinking I don't want to commit to writing a book that I can't finish. Just because I have an outline, if I can't actually fill that out, I don't know if I could actually do it. So I decided to write the whole book and submit that.
Okay.
And if they liked it, great. And if not, then at least we don't have a contract for something and have a garbage book. And so I submitted to them, and they said, we love this. We think this should exist, but it doesn't really fit what we're doing. So I hope you continue pursuing this. I was like, okay, that's
that was nice
way to say it. This is horrible. And so then I worked on it a little bit, and I pitched it to another publisher. They're like, yeah, it's got potential. Maybe try switching these 2 chapters around or something like that. I don't know. So I've got this book that every couple of years I work on it, and it's called, well, the working title at least is Vending Machines Kill More People Than Sharks. Truth You Can Handle. So
I'm shocked it hasn't been made. It's a bestseller. But it's going to happen here on the show.
Yeah.
This is now your ticket. People
Do
want
you want
this
to launch
book
your
now.
own publishing company? Can we do this?
No, I'm just going to help. People are going to be like, I got to have Kyle. We're going to do a Kickstarter or I don't know.
Okay.
It's not going to be a thing. Everyone wants this book now. I just claimed it. Listen.
Maybe if I make it like a 13-cent ebook or something like
somebody
that.
will buy it. I love it. Kyle, I want you to come back. We're going to play a game and finish up a little bit of our conversation because we can't end with you writing books about vending machines and sharks. We want a little bit of a
book that doesn't exist.
a little bit of a teaser for people to come back. So don't go anywhere because we're going to be back with Kyle Heimann, the most famous guy you don't know. We've got a new segment here on It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. And we're calling it Scoutmaster Nathan because anybody who knows us knows that I have a husband and his name is Nathan and he's a Scoutmaster by choice. He's not actually currently one, but you wouldn't know that because, Nathan, welcome to the show.
Thanks. I'm so glad to be here.
How excited are you about this? Because you get to teach me and all the listeners and watchers some amazing skill that we need to have, which I don't think
so.
we
I'm
need.
really excited about being here, but I'm not so excited about teaching. 'Cause I don't know if you know how to do any of this stuff. So, and I'm not a good teacher. I'm more of a point. And
I'm
a scoutmaster. Basically, I just say do it, right?
And this is your real getup. Like you have to wear
I don't
this.
always wear the hat, but I thought for effect.
You have to wear this to do the skills that you're going to teach us.
Well, obviously. I mean, if you're not in uniform.
All right. Well,
what's
let's
the
learn
point?
something. Let's go. I'm ready.
Okay, so I think today we're going to practice fire building. Have you ever built a fire before?
Of course, I haven't.
You're not even
Like
in
an
our-
actual fire.
Not even in our fireplace, have you?
No.
Okay, so
I mean, I've turned on a stove that was a gas stove.
So while
That
the
was a
uniform
flame.
is cute, it makes the whole experience better, right? Obviously.
Wait, are we really going to build a fire?
I mean, I've got lighters and all kinds of stuff. So
Oh my gosh.
fires, a lot of times people think, oh, they're no big deal. We can do a fire.
Who thinks that?
Boy Scouts.
Oh.
Or really any scout. But there's very important concepts for the fire, right? You have to have kindling, tinder, and firewood or fuel.
So like Tinder as in like swipe left Tinder?
But no, that was scouts. Definitely not. Okay. So we don't swipe left in scouts. Okay. We do background checks. Completely different than swiping
I don't
left.
even know what way to swipe.
So
for
a lot of
Tinder.
people.
So I don't know what any of those words mean.
So
What is this?
This is Tinder.
That's our dryer lint.
Well, right, but it's very flammable, right? You don't
You
want
got that from our draw. You're showing people.
Today. I was prepared. I've been prepared for a week and a half. Okay, so be prepared is the motto. So I've got that. So first you have.
So you're putting the kindling on the floor, which is just dryer lint. You're really doing this. If y'all aren't watching, you need to change to YouTube and watch this. That's a log.
Well, I mean, if you don't like.
You have a
That
log.
is by the way.
You're going to put the log on top of the Kindle.
Yourself.
Okay. We don't have this much time. How long does it take to build a fire?
I've kind of made.
It's a pile of sticks. You're now placing a pile of sticks on top of my dryer lint. That is not a log cabin or a TV. Oh my gosh. You're putting okay, so you took dryer lint, you put it on the ground, and then you had a stack of sticks that you said was in the shape of a log and a teepee in the middle, and now you're putting actual logs around the sticks. This is a cooking fire? Okay, so listen, okay, you know what? This has been really great. Scoutmaster Nathan, you know what? Why don't you just sit down? Wait, go ahead. What is it?
Could do.
Yeah? Oh, it's a plastic. I love it.
Perfect.
Welcome back to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison, and I am Liv Harrison, and I'm still with the one and only Kyle Heimann. I hope you're watching because this is the best facial I've ever seen when I've come back from a show. Hi, Kyle. I'm so glad you're still here and you didn't leave.
I just like how you say that it's not that late with Liv Harrison. I'm Liv Harrison.
They might be confused. What if I go on vacation and I'm so famous, Oprah comes in and has to take over for me? I mean, Kelly does it on the Kelly and Ryan show, or I don't even know if it's Ryan anymore. I don't like, big names, they leave. So they should know, no, you guys are getting the Liv Harrison. Okay. Like that's how important this episode is. I didn't go anywhere.
Not an imposter.
Yeah, exactly. So Kyle, I wanted to wrap up our little talking segment before we go into the next part of our time with you. I want to ask you something. There's a big mantra here on my show where I really am trying to empower people to give themselves permission to be extraordinary. And when I think of you, I absolutely think of someone who's extraordinary. Okay. And people think extraordinary means big, because it's a word that we use for that, but that's not exactly what extraordinary means. It just means more than ordinary, which isn't very hard to be more than ordinary, Kyle. So even though you drive a minivan, my friend,
like a C+, right?
Exactly. We're talking like a C+, Kyle. That's all we're talking about.
I give you a C+, Kyle.
So Kyle, I want to know, in all honesty, when you do go out for these projects, these new projects that the Lord puts on your heart, which I actually believe that, by the way. I know I sound like I'm kidding, but I'm not. I do believe God puts these things on our heart.
I keep having to wipe away the tears. Anybody else?
No, it's because you're laughing so hard, Kyle. You can't contain the emotion. It's leaking from your eyes.
It's either that or I'm just sad that I keep on getting compared to a C+.
It's an emotional episode here on It's Not That Late. We want everyone to feel all the things. So, but Kyle, when you do start a new project, whenever that happens, what is it like? How do you give yourself permission to be extraordinary? What does that look like for you? That permission that you give yourself to step out again?
I think maybe something that sets me a little apart from people, besides that, like kind of constantly wanting to do something different and new, which can be a blessing and a curse, but also I'm always wanting to learn something new. So like some people sit down and watch like whatever waste time filler YouTube videos or whatever. Like I'd rather watch where they're teaching you something, like how to edit power lines out of a photo using Photoshop, or how to animate 3D text or something like that. But so yeah, it's just kind of like a constant need to learn new things. And that's what a lot of the podcasts that I'm listening to are, just people sharing and teaching, and I'm learning from other people, learning from their stories and stuff like that. I just love listening to podcasts.
So you just
instead
never
of just
stop
listening
learning.
to music, which I love music.
I love that. Yeah.
I don't learn a whole lot from music,
But you feel things, Kyle. That's where the tears are coming from. So with that in mind, I want to talk about, and you agreed to this game ahead of time, and I'm going to explain what it is. This is a perfect segue, because on the internet right now, there's been a shift in diversity and inclusion, which is absolutely fantastic to watch happening, like in this whole social media space. And you see it really often on Instagram. You see the landscape changing on on their feeds, like on their different Instagram pages. And one of the things I've noticed, and so we are educating the audience right now, Kyle. Now you, my friend, are the teacher. You are no longer the student. So what you can see is people are writing alt text, ALT-TEXT, alt text. And it's in like parentheses. Okay. And you'll see it at the bottom of a lot of people's captions on Instagram. And I did not know what that was, because what it is it'll say something like, for those of you watching at home, and those of you who aren't, I'm going to describe what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a man with long flowing hair and a very bushy beard. He has white hair and he has a red shirt on, and he's standing on top of a mountain. That's not at all what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Kyle Heimann, and he's sitting in an office chair in a room with a lightning bolt behind him and no hair. But look, you do it well. You're like Bruce Willis, okay, with the hair situation. And he has a microphone in front of his face. They will write this on a caption, this alt text. And what it is it's to include those who are hearing impaired. And
or visually impaired.
And that was classic Liv. That was absolutely classic. This is for
people,
those.
people that can't hear may or may not be able to see the picture still.
Okay. That was awesome. I mean, you guys, this is what happens on radio. This is so good. So, right, visually impaired, because they have these devices that will read it to them so then they can know what they're looking at or what they could see. So what we're going to do is we have some photos and we're going to quote unquote write, but we're going to say it out loud, the alt text, and we have to guess what the photo is. So Kyle has some photos that I can't see and he's going to describe a photo. He's going to pick one and describe it. And I've got to guess what the heck he's describing as if I was sitting there with the alt text, but I can't see the photo itself. So we are educating the masses. Kyle, would you like to do the first photo or do you want me to describe a photo and you guess? Where are you feeling?
I can go first.
All right, let's go. I'm ready. I'm excited.
So these are the pictures that Anna sent me?
These are the pictures. Yep, just pick one. You're going to describe it. We are teaching everyone about alt text today, everybody. You're welcome.
Okay, so see if you can figure out what this picture is based off of the alt text, right? The yellow man with red shirt and tie has crazy eyes and might melt soon.
It might melt soon. Yellow man? First thing I thought of were the Simpsons, and then I thought of SpongeBob.
Yes, SpongeBob.
Yes! Oh my gosh, you have a new job. You could write alt text for a living.
So he's got crazy eyes and melt soon.
Oh, and I had to keep going on what's happening in the photo? Oh, geez. Crazy eyes and he's going to melt soon. Is he like he came out of the ocean and he's under the sun? And what is happening? I don't know. Explain to us what's happening in the photo. And so this is when JW is going to flash it. What?
I've seen this picture before. It's hilarious. It's a popsicle or like an ice cream of SpongeBob. And so the person has the wrapper beside the actual ice cream pop. And the wrapper looks like this perfect SpongeBob, but the actual ice cream is like this distorted, one eye's up, one eye's down. But
it's real. It's like an actual real photo. It's like a stock photo. Like in life. Okay, it's not the cartoon. Okay, that was hilarious. All right, thank you. All right,
it's like his like trash can brother, like Spongy Dave or something.
The guy that didn't get a show because he's not pretty enough for TV, unlike us.
Right. It's like on Christmas Vacation, like his that Quaid guy.
Right. Oh, Dennis Quaid, poor guy. He's not as cute as his brother. He's got a hotter brother, the other Quaid.
Yeah.
We just don't know his name right now. What is his name? What is the other Quaid brother? Okay, fine.
Well, Dennis Quaid, and then I can't remember the one that's in all the
hot one. What's the hot Quaid? I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Put it in the show notes.
In the show notes. If we had a studio audience, they would be chiming in right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to describe my photo. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. It's two guys on a stage. It's real life. Okay. And there's a crowd below them with their hands up. Okay. So obviously it's like some music situation or a concert. There's a guitar just off to the left, which I don't know if this is stage left or my left. I don't know these things. The one guy has his leg in the air and he's like he's jamming, and he has a guitar and there's a mic stand. The other guy, he has hair and he has a beard and he has a tiny small ukulele and a mic stand. I don't know what it could be. Any guesses at all, Kyle? Is there anything? What could I be looking at?
I mean, I feel like you just described it so well. There's nothing to guess. Like it's clearly a little boy and his grandpa. Little boy loves electric guitar, and grandpa likes the ukulele, and they did a performance on American Idol.
Yes,
and
they won.
And they won,
and they live in Vegas now.
Yeah, and they go by
what is their name?
Ray and Roy.
Ray and Roy. Yes. You nailed it. You win a prize and you had no idea. Kyle, that was amazing. For those of you who can't see what I'm describing, and JW is going to flash it, this is an actual stock photo of Spork. Right? Is that Spork? Is it? I don't. Who do you do the ukulele with? Or is that
with
Popple?
Justin.
Okay, then it's Spork.
Oh, no. I actually do the ukulele with both.
Oh, well, then we don't know. We're going to have to wait because I don't know what Justin, the actual famous guy, looks like, or Dan. But it's definitely you with the ukulele.
Now it would be Popple because Dan plays guitar.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Justin
now we
just
know.
plays air guitar.
Oh, man,
so if
that
you
was-
see an actual guitar in the picture,
I do.
that's Dan.
Somebody is actually
if it's
playing a
if it's
guitar.
an invisible guitar,
It is.
then it's Justin.
No, it's a real one. It's a real guitar. Okay, so it's Dan. So it's Popple, everybody. That is an actual
Okay.
photo of a Popple concert. You can see how famous Kyle Heimann is. He's just that humble. So that was a great and very fast game. We have like so many other photos, but we're running out of time because I want to make sure everybody knows where to find you, Kyle. Where can people find you so that they can make it to your next sporks / Popple / podcast / Liv Harrison show? Where can they find you?
Everything is posted or linked at kyleheimann.com. So it's HEIMANN, kyleheimann.com.
And they can find all the things there, like anything that you do. They all just kind of branch out. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
A link to it. Yeah.
Same on Instagram and Facebook and everything. Kyle Heimann. That's
Kyle
what you got
Heimann.
to know. And it's
Yep.
2 N's.
Double N.
Kyle, I can't thank you enough for being here today, for being one of my first guests, for agreeing to do this with your busy schedule and all the amazing things that you do, for meeting me in a parking lot, for playing this really dumb game, for talking about underwear. I don't know. What did we do? What did we even accomplish?
We're just changing hearts, just so many people are going to be writing in, telling their conversion stories. I went into RCIA after listening to that show. I just couldn't help it.
We're just building up the kingdom, Kyle, and you are part of that. I can't
This
thank
is
you enough.
basically what St. Paul did.
Thank you. This is it. So I just want to say thank you. Everybody, thank you for listening and watching. This has been an absolute pleasure. Have a wonderful night. I will see you soon. This is It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison.